Good. Perfect, guys. So let's get this started. So basically, guys, we're going to go over a brand new field, right? Something that's a brand new marketplace. And like I said, I'm only a couple weeks into this, right? Yes, I have some results that I'm learning, and I'm very excited because I understand where the future is going. Okay. And let me, I got to fix my screen. Give me 1 second, fam. Boom. All right. Because I want to share with you guys this PowerPoint. Boom. Let me share my screen with you guys real quick, and we're going to jump right in. Okay, so I kind of borrowed Alfred's little presentation. I'm going to kind of make it my own. Okay, so cryptos, NFTs, and why they are important. I want to, oh yeah, perfect. Sorry, guys. So before I really get started, guys, I want to talk about, how I found out about this, what really got me involved. And it's essentially the community. Okay, the community is so important. Like, think about who you surround yourself with, because at the end of the day, who you surround yourself with is who you will become. Right. By the way, guys, drop some 2s in the chat if I could be completely real today and just be authentic and genuine and just say whatever I want. All right, please, because I don't know. I know we got a lot of the team in here. All right, bad. All right, cool. I just want to be really cool. I want this to be a chill and valuable meeting. Okay, so I believe that community and who you surround yourself with is so important. I do, right? When I was in college, right, I hung out with all my boys. We had the same haircut, right? We had the same haircut. We were in a frat with the short hair with the blowout, right? It's a hilarious example, but that's how it is. Like, if you hang out with a bunch of people who work out, or I have some boys who they lift all the time. They're killing it on IG with the reels, right? Shout out to them. But they hang out with those people. Guess what? They're going to become bigger. They're going to become people who work out and actually take their health very seriously, right? And if you're around people who party, guess what? You're going to be another example of those people. Okay. And I say that to go into, I've been grateful and blessed to be brought into an opportunity in a platform where I have people that are always sewing into me, always there supporting me, allowing me to, encouraging me to be the best version of myself. Okay. And I think that's so important, because especially in the day age that we're in right now, there's too many people that are discouraging other people. They don't want you to win, because if you win, they think that there's less opportunity for them to win. It's the scarcity mindset, right? And the people I've been around, the only reason I know anything about crypto, NFT, or anything that, we go over, guys, it's because of the platform. It's because of my mentors, right? And it's because of you guys, right? It's crazy, because if it wasn't for Steve and Alfred and Trade House on IM in the Go Live section, teaching us about how to accumulate digital assets, I would have no clue what any of this is, right? And I have access to the proper information. So, and we're going to go over risk. And guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to, whatever I say, yes, we have results, but that doesn't mean past results don't guarantee future results. Okay. And just because it happened for me doesn't mean it's going to happen for you. And there is risk involved. And we're going to go over that. So guys, let's jump right into it. We're going to go over cryptos, let's just say NFTs and why they matter in our lives. Okay. So you guys can see my screen in Zoom. Yeah. Are we good? Put a 7 if you guys can see my screen. All right, bet. Cool. So guys, the first step, I want to talk about the metaverse. Okay, guys, like I said, keep your minds wide open right now. Bear with me to the very end. This gets deep and it's kind of like a rabbit hole, but bear with me. Okay. The metaverse, and I'm going to be using this PowerPoint. Like I said, guys, I'm still brand new. It's my first NFT training. I'm not, the first time we do something, never going to be perfect, but I definitely came here prepared for you guys. So bear with me. I'm going to be reading off some slides, but I'm also going to be telling you my perspective as well. So the metaverse, it's a term first coined in science fiction. It's a combination of the prefix meta, meaning beyond, and universe. Okay, it refers to virtual worlds where land, buildings, avatars, and even names can be bought and sold, often using cryptocurrency. So essentially, guys, we live currently in the universe, a physical world, right? It's already been created. It's called the metaverse. This is basically a place. If you ever saw Ready Player One, right? This is a place where you can create your own reality. Anything you want. You can be a dinosaur. You can do whatever you want, right? And if you guys think, and the thing is, the future is actually going this way. This is one of the reasons why this is why NFTs are important. And I'm gonna get into the value and all this. It's a crazy thing that's happening, right? But it's already happening. And I'm gonna show you guys examples of what's really going on right now in the world in this metaverse, okay? And if you don't think, the thing is, we're all gonna be going into a computer, right? It's kind of weird, it's kind of scary. Like I said, bear with me. I don't like the idea either necessarily, but I have to, it's not about what I believe or what I want, right? What you believe is great, it's cool, but it doesn't mean it's gonna happen just because you believe it, right? You don't have to believe in street signs and red lights and green lights. But if you go on the street and you just start driving through them, you're gonna get in a car accident. All right, what you believe doesn't necessarily always matter, okay? And what's happening is, what's happening currently right now, where people are transitioning into the metaverse. Okay, let me explain. I have some examples here. So we'll just skip this one. So Facebook describes the metaverse as a set of virtual spaces where you can create and explore with other people who aren't in the same physical space as you. All right, this is deep. The first thing I think about naturally is like, wow, bro, COVID, we can't even hang out with each other. Imagine if we lived online and we can just hang out and just, you know, do whatever we want online. Right? There'd be no disease, nothing to worry about, no virus, right? And I want to go into one of the bigger projects in this metaverse. It's called Sandbox. So Sandbox, it's essentially a project that's been created on the Ethereum blockchain. I'm going to get into, you know, more basic stuff in a second. I want to start with the metaverse to explain the overall idea of what's happening online. Okay. Sorry, guys, one sec. So the Sandbox, it's essentially a large plot of land, right? And there's areas that you can buy. You can own digital land, and they're going for like $20,000 per plot of land. It's similar to buying a house on land, okay? Now, Snoop Dogg, Sandbox partnered with Snoop Dogg and what Snoop Dogg's doing is he bought a plot of land. He's got, and deadmau5, right? The DJ also is doing this. They bought a plot of land in the Sandbox metaverse. And what they're doing is they're going to build an arena. They're building an arena in the metaverse where you can go in. Sorry, I'm gonna let someone in. You can go into this arena and you could, well, you got to pay, and you can watch Snoop Dogg or deadmau5 in the metaverse and have an experience. Are you serious? They're buying for 20,000 or more space that you can't actually walk in. But maybe one day you'll put goggles on, or you'll find a way to get in there, right? And you'll be able to watch Snoop Dogg live. Well, like a metaverse version of Snoop, right? Or deadmau5. Okay. The Walking Dead, right? They partnered with Sandboxes. They're going to have a zombie land in the metaverse, right? This is happening. People that we know, credible human beings, are investing and a lot into these projects, into the future. And what we're going to really get into the future itself, right? And why this is, and if you think that this is so far-fetched, it's really not, right? Think about social media, right? Social media, guys, a lot of people, they're paying. In social media, people pay for followers, people pay for photographers, people pay for apps to create different filters or whatever. People pay for their social image, okay? It's a social currency. Nowadays, like if you're an entrepreneur, at least, obviously it's different. If you're going to apply at a job, you probably still, I don't even know, you probably still need a resume, I would assume. But if you're gonna look at people and people judge people by looking at social medias, if they have a verified check mark, how many followers they have, how much engagement they have, right? People buy bags, Louis Vuitton bags, Dior, whatever it is, designer bags for social status. Okay, they do this to make themselves have perceived value. It's the same way in the metaverse, where you can own clothing, you can own a character, you can own Mickey Mouse, you can own whatever you like, right? And you can create whatever you like with beyond limitations. Okay, so we're gonna get into the very, very basics in a second. This call is packed out right now. People still coming in. So each new evolution in technology poses one key question. Who will identify its value first and reap the greatest reward, and who will scramble to catch up before it's too late. So for me, guys, this is extremely powerful. Okay, where'd I go? Sorry, I lost it. Let me actually present this. This is powerful, guys, because at the end of the day, sorry, my screen's off. Sorry, guys, let me fix this real quick. It blew up my. All right, whatever, guys. All right, so this is a brand new space, guys. Okay, we're gonna get into risk in a second. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but the idea is, if you guys ever heard about Gary Vee and his story, Gary Vee turned his dad's, his dad had a wine business and it was not going well. It was going downhill. Gary Vee took over and he took advantage of YouTube, right? He was using YouTube before anybody was using YouTube, and his videos sucked. They were absolutely horrible. But since he was a pioneer in that space, he was able to reap a large, massive reward. Okay, he was able to create a huge following for himself. I need to unshare this. I have no clue how to do it because I can't. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. I was completely off. I'm not very tech. I'm gonna leave it like this if you guys don't mind. Just because I want to see the chat and everything. So, and he was able to create millions of dollars because he was the first one to use YouTube. Okay. And when I look at the NFT space, I mean, I wasn't part of crypto when it first got started in 2008 or whatever it was, right? A while back. I think it was before that even. I wasn't part of the crypto space, but what we're learning right now in the NFT space, this is very similar to cryptocurrency back in the day. And we're going to actually go over, the World Wide Web and how that evolutionized society. Okay. So as pioneers, guys, we're pioneers in this space, just like Gary Vee was on YouTube, right? And as pioneers, we have to be visionaries and we have to see in foresight, right? A lot of people have hindsight where you can look back and be like, oh, that worked for them. But visionaries, we see in the future. We see what's going to be successful. And if you tap into this space before everybody else knows about it, you can get things on discount, more or less, right? Like Bitcoin was at one point, Bitcoin's at 1.2 cents. It shot up to $32 the same year, and then dropped all the way back down to 2. Imagine still owning that, right? At the end of the day, a lot of people want quick money, and it's just the way the world works. It's the way our current society is. Everyone wants everything fast. But at the end of the day, you gotta think more long-term. And a lot of people need to think more long-term. We're actually, a lot of us are way younger than you actually think. Right? I'm 27 right now. I'm about only 25% done in my life. And how I look at it is, when I was born, until I didn't really make real life decisions as a businessman until I was like 23. So I'm like 4 years old professionally. Are you serious? You know what I'm able to do? Oh,
yes, I'm not allowed to be free.
I said serious and Siri heard me. Bro, I don't, and it was a man too. That was weird. Okay, I guess I can't say that word on this call, but so imagine what you can do in the future, 5, 10 years from now, right? So I'm going to go into the very basics. What are NFTs? Okay. So according to Google, right, NFT is a non-fungible token. It's a unique and non-interchangeable unit of data stored on a digital ledger. NFTs can be used to represent easily reproducible items such as photos, videos, audios, and other types of digital files as unique items, and use blockchain technology to establish a verified and public proof of ownership. Okay, so basically, guys, they're digital assets. You can own something. And look, I want to actually take this back a second, explain my perspective on all of this. When I got started learning about this, I'm like, bro, NFTs are stupid, right? I was just ignorant. I didn't know. And I didn't know what was actually happening in the space. And that's fine. Everyone, ignorance is not wrong. It's just, I was uneducated. There's nothing wrong with that. I was like, bro, I can just screenshot this guy's NFT and then I can just post it as mine. But that's not how it works. I don't own the rights to that device, to that photo. Right. So basically NFTs can be sold as audio. So for example, Tory Lanez, what Tory Lanez did, and this kind of took my attention into this space. Tory Lanez, he created an album, like an EP, like 7 songs, and he sold it for $1. Each one was $1. And he sold 1 million copies as NFTs, 1 million copies in like, I think 5-10 minutes. This man made $1 million in 10 minutes. And there's a video of him, he did it, he like jumped in a pool and he was like super lit. All right. After that, he allowed his owners who bought the NFTs, who owned the NFT of his album, to resell them. And obviously they're going to resell them for a higher price. There was somebody, and this is not, income claim. There's someone in our company who sold it for, I don't want to say the exact amount, I'm live on social media, tens of thousands of dollars. Okay. It's all access to information. He bought it for $1. He realized what he can do with it, and he knew, and he sold it for more. And every time that someone else resold his album as an NFT, guess what? Tory got a cut. He got a royalty. This man made bread on just making an album and selling it as an NFT. That really changed my perspective. I'm like, all right, well, people are actually doing this, right? And I'm gonna go into real life examples as well. Jay-Z, obviously I showed you Snoop Dogg, Deadmau5. Jay-Z's in here, Gary V's in here. There's a lot of people, innovators, Twitter, I'll get into Twitter as well. And there's people who are taking advantage of this, right? Wealthy people. And I like to listen and follow and understand at least what these people are doing, so I can also make my own decisions based off theirs, right? So NFT is basically a digital asset. You own the rights to a photo, an audio, whatever you like, right? So why are they important? Okay, so like I said, I explained the metaverse already and what's going to happen moving forward in the future, right? So NFTs are the future, and I told you guys a couple things already, right? Social currency, right? There's 3 R's in there. Social currency, right? It's the same thing as online, right? Where people get paid to post, right? I think it's Cristiano Ronaldo. I think it is. He gets paid $1 million for every ad post he posts. One post, he makes $1 million on Instagram because he created such a large following that people respect him, they love him, and they believe in what he believes in. Okay. So it's the same thing with these. Twitter's actually verifying when you own an NFT, they will verify it. So you can only put, because people are using NFTs as profile pics, and you can put as a profile pic, but they verify to make sure it's yours, right? So how it looks like is there's a lot of ways. I'm gonna go into value. So let me actually just jump right to value. Why and how do NFTs hold value? Okay, so we're gonna spend some time here. Sorry guys. Your boy is thirsty today. So NFTs, they hold value a couple ways. The first and probably the most important for me is utility. Before I go to utility, let's actually start with scarcity, right? Let's start here. I think this is a better place to start, and then we'll get into the deeper stuff. So scarcity, guys, it's like the first law of finance, right? Supply and demand. It's the same reason cryptocurrency has extreme value, right? Bitcoin only has 21 million Bitcoins ever created, never more, never less, right? So if you own a full Bitcoin, I don't want to get fully into this. Let me just complete my sentence. I can talk forever about this, but there's 21 million Bitcoin. I believe there's 100 million. I believe there's 100 million millionaires in the world right now. Okay, and you can Google that if I'm wrong. I believe there's 100 million millionaires. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. So if you owned a full Bitcoin, not even every millionaire could own a full Bitcoin. Think about that, right? Scarcity, it provides value, supply and demand. Let's think about a real life example. If you're gonna buy, I don't know why I always use this one, like Yeezys, right? If there's how about this? I remember I used to watch MTV Cribs back in the day. And Scott Storch is a music producer. And at the time, there was only 5 Bugattis like ever made back in the day. And he owned one of the 5. So imagine being an owner of one out of only 5 Bugattis or whatever, say whatever you want instead of Bugattis, any word after that. Imagine you own something that only 4 other people own in the world. And imagine the other 4 don't want to sell that item, and only you are okay to sell it. You can put whatever price you want on that because you're the only one who's willing to sell it. And trust me, there's someone in the world that will pay top dollar. Okay, scarcity. So a lot of NFTs, they come out and there's a certain amount you can obtain. There's a small amount. It's a couple thousand. So every project's different. I'm not going to go too deep down today, but maybe we can do another call where we can get really into everything. I'm just going to go over the very basics, guys, and why they're important. But for example, some have 7,000, but there's 20,000 right now trying to obtain it. And imagine in the future when everybody finds out, when there's millions of people trying to obtain what there's only 7,000 of. Okay, we're going to get into the complexities of that. Scarcity, right? Utility. So what is utility? It's extremely important, right? Same thing with cryptocurrencies. This is actually very, utility is extremely important when you're looking at cryptocurrencies. What is it used for? Okay, so NFTs, they have plans for the future, and some have charities. Some will pay you back royalties, which means residual income weekly, monthly, or bi-monthly, right? So some, just by owning them, they'll pay you because you're an owner. So any sales they make in the secondary market, so basically when you buy it from them, and then some people sell them on secondary markets like eBay. It's not on eBay, but think about eBay, right? Think about Craigslist. Secondary markets where you're the owner of something, you bought it from the supplier, and you're now selling it somewhere else. Okay, so sometimes the proceeds of those sales you'll get residuals on. So a lot of these NFTs hold different values, right? Some utilities actually goes to my next step, community. Some utilities actually tie in community, right? So when you're looking at NFT projects, you want to make sure that they have a large following. You want to make sure that they're credible people. You want to make sure that they have a vision for the future, right? Some of these are country clubs like yacht clubs and different things where they hold meetings that you can actually, if you own the NFT, you could show up to that meeting in person, and you could have these same thing I was talking about with community. You can be around people and have conversations that other people aren't having, right? That's why I love community, because we talk about different things. I remember I used to hang out with not the best crowd, and our conversations were basically about nothing valuable, right? I actually, all my conversations I have are extremely valuable nowadays, right? We're talking about the future. Okay, so these are just a couple things. We'll dive into more examples on utility and stuff like that. So they hold value through scarcity, community, and utility based on that, right? Risks and examples. So I'm gonna go into some examples of NFTs. I'm gonna go over risk. So guys, there's a lot of scams out there. It's a brand new marketplace, just like crypto. I've heard a lot of bad stories about people, not me, but other people who got scammed with crypto. Be careful. Don't send your money to random people, guys. There's a lot of fake projects that they act like a really big project. They act like it. They make fake accounts, fake Discord groups. Just be careful. There's risks involved, right? But if you're like me though, I accept risk. I'm cool with it. Guys, I own a couple NFTs. If they absolutely tank, that's part of the game. That's part of the game. You have to come in here. Anyone who wants to be successful has to be okay with risk. It bothers me when people are like, oh, it's too risky. Bro, I almost got in a car accident yesterday. Driving is extremely risky. That's my life. Money isn't that important compared to my life. Yet we drive, and I crossed the street, almost got hit by a car going to an event, one of these events. Some guy almost hit me. That's risky. Okay, I don't want to hear, if you're not willing to accept risk, don't enter into these spaces until you're extremely sure. A lot of people, they want to know everything before they get started. And the problem is you're not going to know everything until you get started. That's how this works. So be willing to accept risk and do things cautiously. And that's why proper education is extremely important. I always learned the right way and then kind of got involved. I didn't know exactly everything that was going to happen, but I knew I had some potential risk, but I did it the right way. Okay, so make sure you're properly educated, right? I'm going to go into, we're going to open a Discord up for anyone who's on the team or not on the team, who just wants additional value. I'm going to go over that at the end, where you guys can actually come in here and have a little taste of our community. It's not going to be everything, obviously, because our team is our team, and you can always get started with us. But we're going to go into that. So the Discord after this. Examples. So let me get into some examples with you guys. Jack Dorsey. This is cool. I found this out yesterday. So I found this out on the platform. I think who was telling me it was part of the Trade House guys. Yeah, they're talking about asset accumulation. And Jack Dorsey, he's the Twitter's founder and CEO. He auctioned off his first tweet as an NFT, and it was originally uploaded March 21st of 2006. and it said, just setting up my Twitter, not even spelled correctly for those who can't see. The Twitter has bought this tweet, the NFT was sold for $2.9 million. So he took a screenshot, created an NFT. Someone owns this. He owns the first, this is part of history, guys. Someone owns a piece of history. I'm sure it's probably selling for more now. So this is one example. Okay, what else we got? I think let me just jump into. There's a lot of examples. There's a guy. I'll just tell you guys a couple. You guys can Google them if you don't trust me. I know a lot of you guys believe in me, right? But there's a guy. So what he did, Steve Max, one of my mentor, Max the mentor. He actually told me this one. This is amazing. There's a amateur artist, right? He's not the best artist. He's an amateur artist. But what he did was he created an art piece every day for 8 years. I forget the amount of days that is, but 8 years straight, every single day. It was like 8,000 days or something like that. Maybe it was just 8,000 days, less than 8 years. And he created an art piece a day. And what he did is he put them all together, something that took 8,000 days, or I don't know why the number 8 is. I think it was 8 years or 8,000 days. And he put all of them together in a huge collection and sold it as one piece. And it sold for $60 million, if I remember correctly. That's another example. Gary V is killing it. You can type in Gary V NFT on Google. You guys can look it up. He has a whole thing of NFTs. A lot of people are getting involved in this space. And I'm going to explain some other projects that are amazing. Honestly, I think I'm going to skip this slide, guys. I want to get to more of the, I'm going to get right to it. So another example. All right. So think about this. I'm going to go into one of the examples that the first project I actually got started with. Oh, so look at that. In order to get to attend, thanks, Nicole. In order to attend Gary Vee's conference next year, you need to own one of his NFTs, and they're selling for $40,000. So that's the thing. It's like, yeah, you can create your own NFTs, but you need a huge following. You need a bunch of people who want to actually attend. And that's a utility, right? That's utility. If you own his NFT, you now have access to go hear him speak at conferences. You understand that? And there's a lot of people doing similar things like this, right? So let's go into, a project that I love so much, and I'm going to really put you guys on. This is the first project I got started with, and this is where I started piquing my curiosity. Okay, let's look back. This is an example of the first. All right, sorry, let me let some people in. People are still showing up. A copy of the very first appearance of Batman has sold at auction for $1.5 million, becoming the most expensive comic book starring the Dark Knight ever sold. So this was a Google search. The first original copy of Batman comic was sold for $1.5 million. Okay, cool. Bear with me. X-Men, the number one X-Men from 1963 sold for almost $500,000. It was one of two of the finest surviving copies in existence. Okay, whatever. Someone bought an X-Men comic, the original one in 1963 was created for $500,000. All right, that's going to transition me into this next project. Let me actually, I wish I can share my screen without blowing this up. All right, it's okay. So the first project I got involved in, guys, it's called Vive, and V-E-V-E, so Vive. And I heard about this through an educator on the platform who I admire and I look up to a lot. He does a lot of research. But Vive, what they did is, it's an app on your phone that you can download, and they partnered with DC and Marvel. All right, so this is another example of partnerships. Okay, so this app Vive has the rights to create, the only company that has rights to create NFTs for Batman, Superman, Iron Man, Daredevil, the Hulk, all Marvel and DC comics or characters. And it's crazy because you can own this app, or you can download this app and you can buy collectibles, right? NFT collectibles and NFT comics. Okay, so you can own a Batman. You can literally own Batman or Spidey, and it's crazy because like you can like go into like, you have like a safe and you can like see like Batman, the Hulk, you can use them and stuff, right? This space is untapped, right? I'm going to go into the comic book version of this, but basically how it really works is, I think I could, yeah, I'll explain it first. you can go into and download comics. So they're releasing, and you could follow them on Instagram, and they tell you their release date. So the next comic book release is Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern, right? And these comics, right now, they're still the first edition comics of different, different comic books. So Batman, like I said, Hulk, Daredevil was yesterday, and etc. Right? And you can buy these comics. They're NFTs, and I'm going to explain the process. So basically, you'll fund your account with whatever. Each comic is $6.99. Extremely cheap. And this is why I got started. I was like, yo, this is the easiest, least. There's basically no risk for me. $7. If I lose it, if this project absolutely tanks, I have nothing to lose. $7? Are you serious? To get started in a brand new space? Okay, so $6. The thing is, like I said, there's limited amounts. So they drop 30,000 comics, and it's at 11 a.m. So you have to be locked in. So for example, next Sunday is the next drop. Sunday they're dropping Thanos. I'm telling too many people. I didn't get the copy last time. I'll explain. Sunday, 11 a.m. There's 2 drops today, supposedly. I'm big on the comics. I'm really big on the comics, right? The collectibles are a little bit more expensive. The collectibles are, they can go up to $50, some are more. They obviously resell for more as well. But the comics, I'm going to stick to right now. The next comic drop that I know of, unless Carlos knows of something that I don't, I believe it's Sunday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay, so what happens is, you have to be ready to go. Your account has to, I put $50 in, and so Captain Carter's coming out in 20 minutes. TJ, is that a comic or is that a collectible? Let me know. But I'll buy that on this call. Fact. But I believe, yeah, it's a collectible. That's what I thought. Yeah, so I'm big on the comics right now. And I'm really holding my comics long term. I could sell some, but I don't want to. But basically how it works is this, guys. When the drop is coming, so for example, if you want to own a comic book, you show up at 11 a.m. on Sunday. Well, 10:58. Okay. There's a timer. You sit there and you wait for the timer to tick down, and you have to buy it as soon as possible. So what happens is, as soon as you hit the buy now button, they charge you, if you get it, right? There's 30,000 copies, but there's probably 100,000 or more people trying to buy the thing. So not everyone gets the comic. It sells out in probably 5 seconds every time. 5 seconds, it's gone. You have one chance. So for example, I was 3 for 3 yesterday. I hit it, and it was showing me error. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not gonna be able to get it. The second of me exiting and trying to click buy again, I knew I was done. So, and that's fine. It's part of the game, right? But what happens is, you click the buy now. If you get it for $7, it'll say, boom, you got a collectible. You'll find out in 2 hours what you got. Okay. Now, how it works is, when you're doing this, when you're clicking this buy now button, it's called minting. M-I-N-T-I-N-G, minting. Okay, you're minting a new project. This is a very common term. Basically, what minting means is you are the first owner of this NFT. Okay, so if you get one, in this specific example with the comics, you either get a common, an uncommon, a rare, an ultra rare, or a secret rare. Secret rare is the most highly praised. It's the most rare it is. Supply and demand, guys. So I think it's like you have a 1 out of 30 chance to get a secret rare, or 1 out of 24 or something like that, right? So you don't know what you're going to get. It's like opening a pack of cards. And this is how the minting process works with all NFTs. When you buy an NFT and you're minting, you get a random one. It could be common. It could be extremely rare. Okay, so now when you, for example, a lot of the team we're in, in the chats, and you guys have been killing it. I don't want to do any, I don't want to say any income claims, but let's just say straight up, it's the easiest. There's really no risk. Because for example, you get a common, the common sells, you get it for $7, it sells for $20. Even the common is worth double the same second. As soon as you get it, you can sell it on the same marketplace called Vive. You can sell it and double your money instantly. I'm like, wow, it just doesn't make sense to not do this. All right. So the secret rares you can buy for $6. Some sell for 3,000, 1,000, 10,000. Seriously. Crazy. Yeah, Jen said 228% return. I believe I saw that number. I think it's a bigger number than that, Jen. I thought it was 22,000% or 2,000%, I think it is, but it's ridiculous. Imagine spending $7 and making 1,000 the same day by clicking a button, right? And long term, like the thing is, you can sell it and make that money, or you can hold it long term, guys. Imagine when everybody comes into this space. I just showed you what a regular comic looks like. If we're moving into the future, if we're moving towards NFTs and online, the metaverse, guess what? These projects, some comics are listed for $1 million already. Yeah, no one's gonna buy it yet because there's cheaper ones that can get, but people already know where it's going. These things are gonna be worth way more in the future. Okay. So here's an example of Spidey. So you can see that this is a collectible. This SpiderMan's worth $3.4 thousand. This is an ultra rare. Imagine a secret rare. The secret rare is part, I think it's 10,000. Okay. The SpiderMans are they're more expensive to get, like $50. Okay. I want to go over a couple more things real quick, guys. Yeah, like I said, guys, this is really big because this reminds me of, I was luckily able to get into crypto March 2020. If you look at the price back then, it was like $4,000 or so. And obviously now it's at 55 and it's looking good today. I think this weekend, if it breaks 56, by the way, no income claims. No, I'm not saying buy this. I'm just saying, I think we can have a good weekend if you guys are invested long-term in crypto. But I believe that this is similar to that. Like, we're so new to this space that when more people come into this marketplace and you already own a bunch of these assets, the volume and the value of your asset that you own is going to go up significantly, right? So my goal is to accumulate these digital assets, and if it's $7 to get one of them, it's kind of like a no-brainer, right? So I want to go into a couple more. Let me look at my phone is on IG Live. That's horrible. Because my notes are on there, but I'm gonna go into a couple other projects real quick, guys. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I think everything on here. I'm not gonna get into all the logistics on this call, guys, because we're already 45 minutes in. I want to finish up in 15 minutes. I'm not gonna get into logistics of like all of the back end details, because we can be here forever. Like I said, there's a lot of information here, but the idea is this, guys. I want to go into a couple more projects and give you examples of NFTs and their usage, right? So another example of an NFT, it's called the Gambling Ape, I think Yacht Club, or I don't know, the Gambling Apes. Okay, so what the Gambling Apes are doing right now, they created, or they're in the process of creating a casino in the metaverse. Okay, and if you own one of these Gambling Apes, they're more expensive than the ones I was showing you guys. So I don't own one of these. I'm just explaining a project, right? It's the idea behind it would be you own a Gambling Ape and maybe they're a couple $1,000. And when this casino gets built, what they're doing is when the house wins, the Gambling Apes, if you own one, then you get a residual income. You get a piece of the pie for this online casino. Okay, pretty crazy. So imagine, we all know the house wins all the time. If anyone's ever been to a casino, you know the house wins. If you own a Gambling Ape and they're bringing in a bunch of people going into this casino gambling, you already know you're gonna win. So you're getting residual income. Another thing that they do, this is part of the utility. This is what they do, right? They also they'll have hangouts. They'll have events in certain locations in Vegas, in Miami, and you can show up and you have free access. I don't know what's going on in these events. I don't know if there's like free things going on, but if you own a Gambling Ape, you can walk in for free. All right. And you can experience what this environment entails. So this is part of the community, right? Certain projects, there's what is it? The koalas. There's a koala NFT project where they give back to research and preserving koalas, right? So there's a lot of value, and a lot of places have charities. They have things that they give back. So you want to really look into these projects and don't just invest into anything. Okay, find a project that you can stand behind, that a lot of people in the community are standing behind, right? They have a good vision for the future. Okay, man, I want to look at my notes, and I had some other things to go over, guys. Hold on, sorry, IG. Oh yeah. Okay. So one more thing I wanted to go into, guys, was I'm actually going to show you an example of one of my NFTs. Okay. Actually, it's on this presentation, so I'll just show you this. So on this is one of my NFTs that I own, guys. It's a bear, and it kind of looks cool. But the idea is I want to go into the scarcity aspect and like how rare they are. So like I said, guys, when you're minting an NFT, hey guys, feel free to drop some questions, right? Like I said, this is my first training doing this. And I know, I might not be perfectly concise with my words and everything. So feel free, guys, for real, ask any questions you want. And I really want to show you guys the buy. All right, I'll get back to your questions in a sec, okay? But yeah, so basically this is it's called a DC bear. And essentially I got one, and based on his characteristics, there's certain things that are more common and more rare, very similar to the comic books. So for example, the comic books, when you buy them, the difference is mostly the cover. The cover will be different, okay? And obviously there's less, the secret rare ones, for example, there's less of those covers, obviously, right? So this bear, you know, he has hair, he has AirPods in, he has this goggle thing, whatever, is a mustache. So all of these are different characteristics. And the more characteristics, the better, but also the more rare the characteristics, the better. Okay. So what you can do is, this is another project that I'm in. They also pay back royalties. Okay. So what royalties are, you know, basically any sales, any money the company makes, you make a percentage back. So you want this project to do good. And that's why doing your due diligence, looking at these projects are important, because the better they do, the more money you can also make. Okay. I'll talk about the meerkats as well, the project I missed out on. Okay, and I'll talk about the mindset, and then we'll close up and answer questions. Okay, so so this NFT, it's cool and all, and he's more or less rare. So you can see his legs are different colors, and that means that this body type it's a rare body type. So that's one of the reasons I got this guy. And then he had a bunch of characteristics on him. So guys, I'm still brand new to this, so it's not, you know, I haven't got paid from him yet. But this company does. 30% of the total sales on the secondary market, they'll pay back to the owners. I have two of these guys, and they'll pay back to the owners bi-monthly. So November and then January, I'll get paid next. Okay, this is a Solana one, Carlos. Yes, this project's called the DC Bears, and it's actually going down a little bit in value. All right, and that's the thing, guys. Like I said, I'm learning this process. The markets change. I'm holding. I'm never fearful with any of my investments, right? So when you guys do get started, you have to have what I call risk capital. As an investor in anything, have risk capital. That means you're willing to lose a certain amount of money. I do this, guys. I invest. Guys. Sorry, hold on. I think someone's in. Oh no. I invest in projects based on my mindset, my psychology. I really do. For example, I don't believe in Dogecoin. I don't believe in Shiba. But this is a random example, but it's based on my psychology, my mindset that I invest myself with. Because I don't like these projects, and I told my friends they're no good. And I don't believe they have that much utility. I'm not saying jump out. I'm not saying don't buy. I'm not saying any of this. I'm just saying personally, I'm not a big fan of these coins. I don't believe they don't have much utility, not much usage for them. However, I put $100 in Shiba way long time ago because I'm like, look, if this project does blow up, I don't want to be eating my words. And I threw 100 at it, ready to lose all 100. I forgot I had it. And then until someone's like, yo, Shiba's blowing up, and I'm like up 100% now. And like, whatever, it's only $100, but I invest like that, right? Based on my mindset. I don't want to be upset that I didn't do something or you know, fearful in any way. So when I invest, I'm ready to lose. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to lose. I invest in projects I believe in, but at the end of the day, I will not cry if this project absolutely blows up. Okay, I won't. So NFTs, I use Solana, Carlos, because the gas fees. All right, I'll get a little bit into this. So the Solana network, there's also an Ethereum, and the Ethereum NFTs are much bigger, but the gas fees are just insane, like you said. Yes. So, like, you know, you can maybe buy an NFT, but they charge you a fee. A gas fee, it's essentially a fee for the transaction. It's a transaction fee, and they charge you sometimes $100, and the project's worth $100. So imagine you're like paying double for a project just because of a transaction fee. Solana, the transaction fee, and you actually have this in the PowerPoint here. I wasn't gonna get fully into this. The average Solana transaction fee is 0.00025. Look, here we go. Solana fees are 0.00025. I remember that. They fluctuate, but it's not even a cent. And they're instant transactions. So I do like Solana better for NFTs just because I don't want to pay all those extra fees for no reason. Right? The average Ethereum gas fee is $150. Solana, like I showed you, is like less than a cent. Okay. So that's just a little extra. But yeah, another example. I just want to give you guys some examples. Feel free to ask questions, and I'm going to get to you guys right now. The Meerkat. So this is a project I loved a lot, and I was super, super excited to get into. But this is part of the game, guys. And this is another thing that I talk about. It's like you have to be prepared for these things. I didn't get one. I was ready. And I guess I'll explain the process real quick as well. The process really fast is if there's a project you really love, you want to check their Discord, make sure that there's a large community engaging and excited for what they're going to do. The second step is you also want to check their website, make sure you know who the developers are. You don't want random people. You want faces and names, because if the project tanks, you want to have accountability in who that person is, right? So you want to believe, you have to do your due diligence. You want to check their Twitter, and people can buy fake followers. So check engagement, make sure their people are actually people that are interested in the project, not bots, right? So you want to do your due diligence, and then you want to check the actual, what the project's about. This is all very important stuff. The Meerkats, they give out, so I told you that the bears give out 30% back. The Meerkats give out 100% back to the project holders. It's insane. People are making, $100 a day just because they own a Meerkat. Right? And like I said, it depends on sales. If sales go down, yeah, they'll lose less. They'll make less. It's fine. So it works like that. You want a really good project. And I wasn't able to get a Meerkat, because there was a million people trying to get one. I was hitting the button, it wasn't working, and I wasn't able to get one. It's part of the game. So you have to understand, when you're trying to mint an NFT, there's psychology behind it. Don't get upset if you don't get one, right? No, you got to get the next one. There's so many opportunities in this space. There's new projects every day. There's like 100 new projects every day. So be careful which ones you're investing in. Definitely be careful and be careful with your crypto, moving it around, your wallets. Just be careful. There's risk involved. I would start slow, and don't be so fearful and upset when you don't get one, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are trying to get these projects, and sometimes you don't get one and it ends up not being that good of a project anyways. So it works out. So don't freak out. I really want to keep it simple on here, guys. I know we can go over other things like way deeper, how to buy, how to sell, how to resell, and how to really dive into projects. But I don't want to keep this. I don't want this call to be 2 hours long. So feel free to drop any questions, guys. I will answer them. The buying process. So with V, I think you're talking about V, right? So I could explain it, but I don't have my thing it's on my phone. So basically, all you would have to do is download Vive Collectibles, the app on your phone, VEVE Collectibles, I believe it is. Create an account, fund the account. The funding the account is extremely easy. That's why I love this app too. Bro, I can teach I low-key want to be home. So I don't know if I will, because I have church on Sunday. I don't know. My parents live all the way up north. I'm going to see them on Sunday, and I want to get my parents in on these. I don't know if they're watching, but it's just because it's so easy. Like anyone can do it. All you gotta do is hit the Apple Pay. I would just say put 50 bucks in, 30 bucks. So you can buy a couple collectibles over time and not have to fund it every time. And all you gotta do is wait for the drop, hit a button. It's amazing. You don't gotta transfer funds to a crypto wallet and then all these things. It's super, super easy. So what you do is download the app. I would also follow them on IG, because on IG, they tell you when they're dropping. All right. IG will tell you the next drop and what they're dropping. After that, I would say when you know what day the drop is, you pull up 2 minutes early, you stay on your phone. Don't even exit out. Just watch the whole 2 minutes. Because there's sometimes if you exit out, the timer's delayed and then you're screwed. So just stay there the whole time. Don't let your phone go on hold and stuff. That's like a hack. I'm telling you, people don't even know. I'm never gonna get one of these things again. I'm teaching too many of you guys, but but as long as the team wins, I'm happy. But you'll wait here and you click the buy now button. It should authorize. It should clear. It should, all these things. It should happen. Sometimes it'll say error. If it says error, you're probably screwed. That happened to me yesterday. Part of the game. You have to know there's a lot of people trying to get these things all at the same time. The server's packed out with people, right? And we had 2 people on the team yesterday get secret rares, resell them instantly. And that's what I love, guys. I've been really big on like flipping things, right? Like I never had baseball cards, but I collected cards for this reason, to hold value over time and resell one day. But the problem is you got to find someone to buy them. You got to ship them out. Here, guys, all you do is you list it and boom, instantly money goes right into your account. It's insane, right? Not guaranteed. Okay. So you'll hit buy now and you just got to wait 2 hours, right? You wait 2 hours, make sure when you're on the main page, it says collectibles. You have to click on collectibles and go down to comics, digital comics. You click on comics, if that's what you're buying, and then you'll see the drops coming and then wait for the timer. Watch the timer, tick down, buy now. 2 hours, you're going to get either common, uncommon, rare, ultra, or secret rare. Depending on which one you get, it's going to hold more value. Okay, you guys can stay in the chats and we'll tell you what they're reselling for. Their official IG, let's look. And like I said, guys, all this information that I have obtained is all from the platform, right? And I really want to bring it back to that, guys, because I would have no crypto. I would have no NFTs. I would have no knowledge, which is the most important, about any of these topics if it wasn't for my community, right? And it wasn't for this platform. I got to show some love to Adriana on here. All right, Vive Collectibles. It's this one, Collectibles. Oh yeah, there is a bunch. You're right. Wait a minute. There's a bunch of it. Yeah, good call. This is the one I follow. Vive Collectibles. There's about 17.7 thousand followers on this one. So, and that's a cool thing that they also work with a coin called OMI. It's a coin I'm invested in long term as well. The OMI token, and boom. So look, you see Daredevil is the last drop. So they posted it here, and look. So Thanos is actually coming out on Sunday. This is so lit. Thanos, bro. I feel like this one's gonna be so fire. So hopefully we can get one. Look, Greg's on here. So the whole squads, we're all tapped in. So that's the thing. Like I said, guys, you have to make sure you're part of a community that actually wants you to win. A lot of people, if you start looking for information, just be careful, because people online they don't want the best for you. I promise. They honestly don't care. They don't care about you or your problems. Here in this community, we actually care and love each other for real. And you guys know, because I've been jumping on calls. I got like no sleep last night. And I woke up early to do a call for the fam. All right. Yeah, I guess they have multiple IGs. That's all. That's, you know, as long as you're getting the update on when they're dropping, that's really all. And I would also recommend, I don't know how to do it on here, but get notifications of their posts. So you can get notified when they post, and that's how I actually stay connected, because otherwise I'd miss a lot of these. So yeah, that's also a good thing to do. I guess they have multiple. Yeah, as long as you're getting notified that they're dropping, and just stay in the chats. Like we're talking about it like nonstop, probably like days before. Right. So guys, if you don't have any other questions, I want to wrap this call up. I don't want to keep this extended too long. Even if you're on IG Live, feel free to drop any questions, anybody. Like I said, this is my first training on this, so I'm not completely sure if I missed anything or skipped over something that I might have thought was obvious that might not be so obvious. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop those now. And if not, all right, we good, family? My IG is Chase Kakamo. So at Chase Kakamo. All right, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing weekend. If you guys have any questions moving forward, I'm going to probably do another call. We're going to probably do these calls more often. NFT, crypto, whatever you guys really want, we're here for it, right? So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Anyone who needs the recording, let me know. I'll send it over, and I'm super, super grateful. Have a great day, guys.